Good morning, everyone. We are the group two, and today we will tackling about the chosen topic, which is the inventory and the long-term asset. But before we start, let me introduce my group. We have Istorba Rubilin, we have Dinawanao Adrian, Nancy Pearl Capasio, Ponzi Shane, Imbong Phoebe Cates, Hannah Faye Lagumbay, and Michaela Jane Lipitin. So, without further ado, let's dig into our main agenda for today. So, again, today we will be reporting about the inventory and long term assets. So, our main objectives for today is to understand inventory and long term asset and also to know their different types. So, first, what is inventory? So, inventory is a vital asset of a company has in production and in goods produced that are available for sale and encompasses raw materials, work in progress, and finished good. So, you might notice nga nung na part siya diri sa financial accounting. It's because inventory it's very important or it plays a vital role in financial statement and actually in business because it somehow kanang notify or somehow creates a module for the business owner na unsay lang gi-own, what are their assets, and it needs to be like checked or evaluate with times of needs, like what are the things to be done or to take actions, what are the things that are in progress, what are the things finished, because it greatly affects the financial statements or financial situation of a certain company. So we will have Michaela Jane for the four main types of inventory.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes.
So the next are the main types of inventory. So there are four main types of inventory. The raw materials, work in progress, finished goods, and maintenance repair operations. So let's talk about first the raw materials. So raw materials are unprocessed or minimally processed materials that are used in the production of finished products. A manufacturer should keep sufficient levels of raw materials in stock to maintain uninterrupted production flows. So raw materials, so these are the unprocessed materials or wala pa jud nahilabti na mga butang or ingredients. So this is very important to create finished goods or final products. Example, if you are a baker, ang mga raw materials kay ang harina, asukal, yeast, eggs, and even salt. No raw materials kay essential gyud siya para makabuhat ka sa imuhang product. Kay of course as a baker, katong akong example ganiha katong mga harina nga imuhang raw materials, as a baker so nimo pag-create og final product nga pan or bread if wala or kuwang-kuwang ang imuhang raw materials. So next is the work in progress or process. So work in progress inventory is the partially finished goods waiting for completion and resale. Work in progress inventory is also known as inventory in the production floor. So, work in progress is the partially finished goods. So, balik ta, as a baker, imuhang raw materials kay katong mga harina. Ang imuhang work in progress kay ang dough or ang imuha ng na masa. So, wala pa nimo siya na bake or nabutang sa oven or need pa nimo siyang frostingan. So, dili na siya raw materials, but at the same time, dili pa sad siya finished products. So, in between pa siya sa duha. So, that's all sa ako ang part. Next, Phoebe Imbong will discuss the remaining two main types of inventory.
So the other two types of inventory are finished goods and MRO or maintenance repair operations. So when we say finished goods are basically the products that are already completed and ready to be sold to customers. So these items have already passed through the entire production process, no? From the raw material stage to manufacturing to inspection, and are now waiting on shelves or in storage until someone buys them. So, for example, if a company manufactures laptops, the moment the laptop is fully assembled, tested, packaged, and ready to ship, it becomes part of the finished goods inventory. So these are the items that directly generate revenue because they are the final output of the business. So the last one, Kai MRO, are also known as the maintenance repair operations. So now the MRO inventory is different because these are not the product the company sells. Instead, these are supplies and materials that help the business keep running smoothly. So MRO items support the daily operations. Things like tools for fixing
Kurahan ay
machinery,
atong reporting
cleaning
ba?
supplies for maintaining the workplace, or spare parts used when equipment breaks down. So even though they're not sold to customers, they're still important, no? Because they help prevent production delays and keep operations efficient. Without MRO items, production could stop whenever equipment needs repair or maintenance. So overall, finished goods generate income for the company, while MRO inventory supports the production process by making sure everything functions properly behind the scenes. So next will be Shane M. Ponce. She will discuss inventory.
Next slide, Dwayne. Okay, thank you, Phoebe. Now let's talk about inventory management and its goal. So inventory management is a management where we need to keep track of how much stock we have, how much it costs, and where it is stored. So ang goal ani is to have enough items to meet demand without wasting money or having too much. So again, the goal of inventory management is to have the right amount of stock at the right time to maximize profitability and customer satisfaction. So ang example ani niya is like, for example, naamoy small sari-sari store. So if mo palit kag daghan nga soft drinks, maybe ang uban ma-expired, then dili na mabaligya, and that's a loss. Pero if mo palit sad kag gamay ra nga soft drinks, like mangompra ka gamay ra nga soft drinks, ang customer sad nga magsigig pangita og soft drinks kay dili na makapalit sa imo kay nahutda naman ka, so mangita na sila sa lain nga tindahan. So diha ma-apply ang good inventory management. So this helps you buy just the right amount so so you don't waste money and your customers will always find what they need. So ang kaning inventory management diri nakabase nga dili ka ay dapat dili jud ka makapalit og daghan og dili pud ka makapalit og gamay, but exact amount ra nga needs sa imong customers. Next slide please.
So now we will talk about the three examples of inventories. So first, let's talk about raw materials. So to look back, ang raw materials are like inventories because they are the basic inputs that will be converted into the final saleable product. While ang maintenance, repair, and operations or MRO are necessary for day-to-day operation of the business and the smooth running of production or retail activities, while the finished goods are the final products that are complete, packaged, and ready to be sold to customers. So in a clothing store, the examples of inventories is the raw materials, which is fabric, buttons, and thread, if the store also manufactures its own clothing. So, if sila ang manufacture sa ilang own clothing, the raw materials will be the fabric, buttons, and the threads. So, next is the maintenance, repair, and operations. So, the inventories in this part of the clothing stores are hangers, tags, and cleaning supplies for the store. Next is the, balik sa clothing stores. So last is the finished goods, which are the shirts, pants, and dresses on display or in the back room, which are the products that will be sold to customers. Next example is next slide. Computer manufacturers. So the raw materials for this one is the motherboards, processors, and RAM purchased for assembly. So what is work in progress man? So to recap, work in progress represents partially completed goods that require further processing before they can be sold. So an example for computer manufacturer is computers that have been partially assembled but are not yet complete. So muna siya ang katumagi pang assemble pa pero not complete pa for selling. Lastly is the finished goods, which are the fully assembled computers ready for sale. And the last example is restaurants. So in a restaurant, the raw materials are the ingredients like flour, meat, and vegetables. So these are the materials needed to create the finished goods or the products. Next are the maintenance, repair, and operations, or known as MRO, which are the napkins, cleaning supplies, and light bulbs. Lastly, the finished products or finished goods are prepared meals ready to be served to customers. So, muna ni siya ang mga food na pwede ma-sell or makaon sa mga customers nga naa sa restaurant. I will pass the stage next to Nancy Capascio.
So, good morning everyone. Madungog ra ko. So,
Yes, madungog ra.
thank you. So, let's move to the another topic, which is long-term asset. So, long-term assets, balik lang. Long-term assets are resources a company owns with a useful life of more than 1 year, providing future economic benefits. So kaning long-term assets kay nalang sa daan sa name nga long-term. So pagdugayan jud siya, dili lang siya nga dali lang nga guba or dali lang nga mawala or ngana. So the purpose of this is to generate revenue. So and also kaning long-term asset kay naka-record na siya sa statement of financial position. And continue, they are used for long-term operations, can be tangible or intangible. So ang long-term asset, pwede siya tangible, pwede po siya intangible. And are listed on balance sheet. Example sa long-term assets includes property, plant, and equipment like PPEs, and also buildings and machineries. Long-term investment in other companies is like mga stocks or bonds. Ang intangible assets such as patents and trademarks. So, next.
Good day, I'm Chanel Ameri Lauron and I'm going to discuss the two types of long-term assets. So these are the tangible assets and the intangible assets. So first, let me discuss the tangible assets. So from the word itself, tangible just means it is touchable or physical. It has physical characteristics that we can see and touch. They include plant, assets such as buildings and furniture, and natural resources such as gas and oil. So, let me explain in simple terms. These are the stuff that you can touch. These are the real and physical things a company needs to operate. If you can kick it, drive it, or even stand inside it, it's probably a tangible assets. And why do they matter? They matter because they are the physical foundation of a company or the business. What happens to their value over time? Since they wear out over time, like a machine getting old, the company slowly records its loss in value, and that loss is called depreciation. Next is the intangible asset. So it is the opposite of tangible. From the word intangible means it is not touchable or non-physical. These are the rights and ideas. They have no physical characteristics that we can see and touch, but represents exclusive privileges and rights to their owners or the company. They are these are valuable rights, privileges, or intellectual property that gives the company an exclusive edge. And they are usually ideas or agreements that legally belong to that specific business or company. Why do they matter? Because they represent the brain power and brand power of the business. They prevent competitors from copying the company's success because, as what I've said, it is their own rights and ideas, privileges, and intellectual property. So, what happens to their value? Like physical assets or the tangible assets, their cost also slowly expands over time as their legal life runs out. So tanang assets gyud dili jud maglungtad na jud siya uh, mo run out sad gyud siya. And sa intangible assets, this is called amortization. Kung sa tangible assets, depreciation, here intangible amortization. So in conclusion, a company needs both its stuff, which is the tangible asset, and its special rights, which is the intangible asset, to succeed for the long run.
Okay, thank you, Sean Lauren. So next slide, please. So long-term assets. So let's talk about depreciation. Tangible long-term assets like machinery and buildings are subject to depreciation, which is an accounting method to spread the cost of the asset over its useful life. So depreciation simply means the loss of value of a long-term assets over time. In short, magkagamay ang value sa asset the more ka mo gamit. So for example, if a business buys a laptop worth 50,000 pesos and it will last 5 years, every year it loses some value. So 50,000 pesos is divided by 5 years and equals to 10,000 depreciation per year. So it means nga kada tuig 10k pesos ang nawala sa value sa laptop because it gets older and worn out. So just like our phones said, the longer we use them, muhinay jud siya, like for Androids, iPhones, diba? The longer we use it, the more muhinay and madaot pud iyahang model. So munang every nadjay upgrade ang mga phone because yes, magdugay siya pero at maabot jud sa time nga muhinay jud atong phones. So next is liquidity. So liquidity, they are considered illiquid compared to current assets because they are not easily or quickly converted to cash. So liquidity means is how exactly or how quickly can you convert something into cash. So, kung dali, if example lang jud, kung dali pa lang nimo mabali ang kwarta, it means it's high liquidity. Pero if kung dili dali nato ma-convert ang cash, it means low liquidity. So, long-term assets are considered illiquid because dili dayon siya ma-convert into cash. So, example, like buildings or machines, kay, di ba, buildings or and machines are intended to last for like 10 years, 5 years, or more. So, usually, dugay ang proseso siya before siya mabaligya. So, that's why long-term assets are considered liquid. For example, if you need cash karon dayon, mas dali ini mo ibaligya ang imong phone kaysa sa building. Like, kay ang building, magpangita pa man jud kag buyer, like certain buyer na jud sa mobile sa imong building. And ang mga buyers sad is kanang mangita og mga lower prices, may nga na, then ila pa na i-survey if kung ganahan ba sila sa place, like that. So, madugay jud siya sell. So, that's why long-term assets are considered illiquid. That's all.
So thank you, Hannah Faye Lagumbay. So I'll give the examples of tangible and the intangible assets as long as also as the long-term investment examples. So the first one is the tangible assets or fixed assets. So its examples are property, plant, and equipment or PPE. So it also includes land, buildings, factories, machinery, vehicles, and furniture. So as they have said, these assets are for long-term use of the company, and they also are prone to depreciation. And the next one is intangible assets. So these are assets that are not physical, and it is not directly used by the company. So an example of this are the intellectual property. So the intellectual properties examples are patents, trademarks, and copyrights. So it is not used by the company directly, but rather they use it as a form of authority or ownership in the certain products or the system they have made. So the next one is goodwill. The value of a company's brand and reputation, which is often recorded during an acquisition. So goodwill is the buying of a asset or a company in a way that is in they are bought in higher prices than the net asset of the actual company, because they factor the reputation and the value of the brand over time. So they tend to overvalue the company in hopes that the reputation and the strong influence of the company can make it more valuable in the near future. And the last one in the intangible assets are client lists and franchises. So can be considered long-term assets. So client lists can be considered long-term assets because they can be a repeated buyer of the company, which creates a strong customer base relationship with the company. And the franchises. So you might be wondering why man ang franchises is a intangible intangible assets naman na sila equipment and the branding of the company. Although yes, sakto na siya, but franchises are agreed upon by the company and the franchisee to be only used ang system sa company. So technically, they are not a tangible asset kay ang equipment still belongs to the franchisee, although the brand and the trademark and the logo is used. So dili man jud physically ang logos and brand names nga magamit sa company, so it is intangible assets. So the last one is long-term investments, securities, stocks, or bonds of other companies that are not intended to be sold within a year. And then the last one is investments in real estate. So properties a company owns for a long-term financial benefit. So some of the companies would use their money to invest in the real estate in order for them to have a bigger profit in the near future with that the assets they have hold in the real estate. And that's all for our reporting. Thank you.
So, am I audible, everyone? So, before this report ends, a summation for everything that has been stated in this report. So, basically, inventory and long-term assets correlates in financial accounting rather, because it simply shows what a business owns, what a business uses to operate. So somehow it really helps the business to know the things they own, the things they use to operate, and the things they somehow released within their field. And by knowing those parts for the long terms and the inventory, it greatly helps or affects in recording the things correctly and measuring the profit accurately, and also to better understand the financial condition or situation within a company or a business. Then, and also, these two topics is really vital for us to know in writing things up within our business pod. And I guess that's the end of our report, and I hope you've learned something. So, yes, that's it. Murag, okay naman siguro no, mag-open cam sa tabi kay mga gwapo biya ta char. Pag open cam ko nung day, na-stress ba ako char. Bye sa mo for the last time. Bye, guys.